11:15 a.m. Good morning. You are tuning into Traxx Momentum, and as promised, I have got this interview right now. It's for your Traxx FM's Ecobuzz special segment. Allow me to introduce my guest in the studios right now. He is the program director of EcoKnights, Fadli Bakhtair. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me again.
Yay.
It's great to be here.
Of course, obviously, it's not your first time here. You are a familiar face, and here we are to discuss about this 13th Nights of Nature Sustainability Camp. It's back again. It's a 4 days, 3 nights action-packed camp for youth. So I don't want to give out too much information because I'm going to let you, who is the program director, to do it. Now, what is the camp about? Share us a bit of the history. What can we expect from it? And is it open for the public, or, just give us the lowdown? What's happening?
Wow. Thank you, Sophia. There's so many questions to answer in one breath, but I'll do my best. Okay, first of all, we're from EcoKnights. EcoKnights is an environmental organization based in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysian-based. We've been around for almost 12 years.
12 years.
Yep.
Right. And
one of our main flagship programs that we run every year is called the Nights of Nature Sustainability Camp. So it's a youth camp. Normally opens for youth between the age of 18 until 25, 30, depending on the camps that we organize. Sometimes we historically we've had camps that we organize for primary school students.
Right.
Yeah, with CIMB Foundation. So we've done 10 to 12-year-old students. So we've done that too. We've done high schools as well. So this is the 13th series of the Nights of Nature camps. It started about 5 years ago. The first one was about 5 years ago.
Okay.
The idea that we had with the camp is to group or to gather a group of youth who are inspired to take more actions in their daily lives, individually or within the communities around them, to help improve the understanding of environmental issues and also to take actions.
I see.
So after 5 years now, it's the 13th camp that we will organize in Tanjung Piai, Pontian, Johor. This is a partnership that we have had with a long-term partnership that we've had with Malaysian Marine and Heavy Engineering Holding Berhad, MHB, in Pasir Gudang. This is the 4th year that we are running it with them.
I see.
We are very thankful for them. And it's open to youth from the age of 18 until 25 years old.
Right.
The idea...
So 28-year-olds are not considered youth anymore, huh?
It is considered youth.
Okay, however, just trying to put myself into the youth category.
You can, please do.
Self-invite.
The reason why we put it to that age is because we've had before a camp where we organized between the age of 15 until 28.
Right.
But the age spectrum is quite big, and it's a little bit difficult for us to manage the expectation. So you do because we have like high schools and the universities. Sometimes some of them are already doing masters and trying to
the level of programs does not fit for all, right?
So this is more towards after high school or university level. I think because the content that we have is a bit more in-depth. Okay. Because we are talking about Johor's coastal and maritime development and the impact on the lives of the coastal communities. So it's relatively heavier topics for either too young
to the younger
group.
Right.
Yep.
So now that we've discussed about the main focus for this year's Nights of Nature Sustainability Camp, now I just want to get your general opinion right now, Mr. Fadli, on your opinion about environmental education as it is, and the experiential learning on the sustainability in Malaysia. What are the challenges? Because we see that EcoKnights is doing all you can to make sure that young ones or even the young adults are well informed. They learn more and more each and every year on what they can do for the environment. So what are the advances in our country today? Are we actually improving in terms of our know-how of how to take care of the environment, or are we still at a very stagnant stage?
Personally, in my opinion, when EcoKnights started about 12 years ago, they focused on a very young age group of kids from the age of 6 and until 8. So that's how we started, and we realized that the youth or the younger crowd is one of our main focus, because there is a saying in Malay, melentur bulu biar dari rebungnya kan.
Yeah.
So we want to give more exposure to the younger generation, because this is the time where it's very important to impart the knowledge and the information for them. 12 years ago, 10 or 12 years ago, or 20 years ago, there's already an urgency in terms of environmental issues. Imagine now, after like 20 years, I mean, the urgency is definitely more pressing.
Of course.
Yeah, and this youth that we have engaged earlier on, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, now they're youth.
Still here today.
Yeah, some of them are still with us. They come and volunteer with us. I have one of the earliest Knights of Nature participants 4 or 5 years ago, and now my staff.
Oh, really?
So the idea is to really create a group of youth who are into environmental conservations and sustainability. And obviously now there are more activities. People are more open to information. We live in the age of information. Everything is on the tip of your hand.
Of course.
But I think our concern is, how are you going to use that? Then kids nowadays, they know everything. We ask them, and they know how, Google, YouTube, all sorts of things. But what are you doing with this information?
Yeah.
So for the camp that we organize, is supposed to push you or to encourage you or to give you more leverage on how you can use this knowledge to benefit the environment or the society.
Right.
So not just knowing, and I know this, I know that. What are you doing?
Yeah.
So this is urgent.
So getting the young minds, getting their hands down and dirty, making sure that they actually are taking part and physically doing their very best to actually assist with the improvement of our nature, right?
Yes.
Now, back to the camp that you were mentioning. This is obviously a really great platform for them to actually explore, experience, feel how it's like, rather than just learning and being aware of things. Now, when is this camp going to be held, and does it only benefit the local Johorians, or is it open for all Malaysians? How is it like, Mr. Fadli?
Okay, so the camp is going to be held from the 10th until 13th of August 2017.
Okay.
All right, it's a 4-day, 3-night camp. And now we are opening our application for the second round until the 14th of July.
Okay.
So the application is up until 14th of July. We have selected I think about 20 over participants out of 40. Is only open for 40, fully sponsored by MHB.
I see.
Thank you so much to them.
Yay.
And initially, for the past 3 years, we only opened this to Johorians, Johor youth, those who reside in Johor, or the youth who studies in Johor. And also the children of the MHB staff.
I see.
So that was the format for the past 3 years. But this year, we managed to convince our partner, our sponsor, to open it to other students or other youth outside of Johor, because we want to have that dynamics.
Of course.
We want some more diversity. We want the outside youth to also contribute to the ideas of how to make Johor coastal area more or better or improve. And we also open this, if we are lucky to get say international students who studies in Malaysia to join. I mean, we would welcome them as well. I
mean, it's a better angle in participation of actual fellow Malaysians of all states, right?
Yeah, we do. But I think the concerns from the youth normally would be the resources. We've had some questions from the youth outside of Johor, or whether we provide transportation from wherever they are to Johor.
Right.
So that is something that we are still trying to work on. But I don't think that should hinder you from signing up, because that's only probably like less than 80 ringgit if you take a bus from wherever you are to Johor and going back later, because the whole program is already sponsored.
Exactly.
And the experience that you have is not just classroom. We also go to one of the main activities to go to Tanjung Piai National Park, where they will experience hands-on activities on the coastal area, and also learn about mangrove and how important mangrove is to protect the coastal area in Malaysia.
I see.
So this is some of the activities that we organize. We also have some other partners like DHL who will provide their expertise in they will conduct they will conduct this project management workshop. And this it's facilitated by the experts in the DHL IT Malaysia. So these are the people who really know how to do projects, and they will teach the youth how can you design a good project.
Right.
And that's not all. We also have another activity. Another one of the activities is pitching workshop. So we teach the youth how can they pitch the idea.
Wow.
So it's not just about the environment, it's also about self-development.
Exactly.
Networking.
It helps them to be entrepreneurs one day down the road.
Hopefully, social entrepreneurs, environmentalists, working with social groups. I think this is not just about environment. Environment, of course, is the main topic here.
Of course.
But it's about creating a group of youth who have leadership qualities.
Outspoken.
Yes, and willing to go out there and take action.
Wow. I mean, if you have Mr. Fadli as a program director, I'm sure, because I see so much energy in you, and I'm sure this camp will be as energetic. Now, in case our listeners are not really all that familiar with the problems at Malaysia's coastal areas, not just saying in Johor, but perhaps you can give us an overview of the current condition in our coastal areas. Are we in trouble? Are we seeing our coastal areas deteriorating over the years, or is it actually getting better? Do you have any overview on this?
So the coastal areas host a diverse range of organisms. They provide food, shelters, breeding areas for fish, and marine lives. So the importance of marine and coastal environment and ecosystem include coastal floodplains, mangrove, and all that. Should not be underestimated. So we unfortunately in Johor, some major states and private development projects are currently contributing huge negative impacts in terms of both land-based and sea-based pollution. And of course, when this development comes over, it actually affects the whole coastal system, right? And not just that, when we talk about the coastal system, even generally the global warming that is already happening now for the past 100 years, we have increased almost 1 degree Celsius hotter, and that one of the effect is the rise of sea level.
Yes.
So the coastal areas has been has been compromised, and a lot of things need to be done to protect the coastal area. So what we in this camp, the emphasis is on youth, as we believe that raising the generation of ecologically conscious youth, especially Johorian, would benefit the state tremendously. Yeah.
Very well said, Mr. Fadli. Now we're going to take a short little break to allow our listeners to actually digest what you're listening and to understand what this 13th Nights of Nature Sustainability Camp is all about. We'll be coming back with a few more information on this. So up next, I have got Luis Fonsi, Daddy Yankee, and Justin Bieber. This is Despacito, right here on Traxx. If you just joined us, this is Traxx Momentum with me, Sophia, all the way to 2 p.m. And I've got my guest in the studios right now. He is the Program Director of EcoKnights, Mr. Fadli Bakhtair, and he's here to discuss on the 13th Nights of Nature Sustainability Camp. And we've talked about the basics of it, how long it's been running, the essence or the core of this camp. And now I'd like to get your personal view on this, Mr. Fadli, the challenges with fundraising for the camp, because you've been running this for a long time. I understand you have great association and partnerships, but on a general basis, when it comes to fundraising, is it still a very tough journey for EcoKnights?
Fundraising in general it's always one of the toughest challenges for any organization, especially NGOs. We've had our ups and downs, but we've been, I would say, very fortunate because I think it's the program that we offer and the content that we provide for the camp is appealing and attractive to not only the participants but also to the potential funders. So for the past 12 or 13 camps, they are all funded by different organizations. Of course, MHB has been supporting the camps in Johor. We've had CMB Foundations, Tenaga Nasional, Berhad. Even US Embassy has supported us before in different locations. So we always look for the local partners in the state or the place where we run the camp. Like when we run it in Langkawi, we had Frangipani Langkawi to support, and I think this works. But the challenge is obviously for sponsors is what's in it for them.
What's the ROI?
Right? What's the ROI? This is
of course the general question.
But some things, especially like this camp, it's not easy for us to track the ROI apart from the media mileage or even the camp itself, because this is supposed to be an eye-opening camp for the youth, and it's a long-term investment.
It is.
So it's not something that you can measure immediately. However, our plan is to basically provide or have set up a database for all of the camp participants and create a group where they can share their future plannings or the current projects that they are working on as part of a measurement or evaluation for us, or monitoring for us. So in this case, hopefully after they participate in the camp and they voice out their ideas during the camps, what they're going to do, and we would like to track on their progress and provide them with necessary support, especially information or networking. But we also work with another organizations, I Am For You, where we are working on securing a small grant for the participants. So during the camps, or at the end, towards the end of the camps, they will present their ideas, project ideas, and we will award some micro grants to the top ideas.
I see.
So I think this would be one of the ways to measure their success of the camps and also the continuity of the participants. So they get the money and then they can start running the programs and experience themselves. It's again, like I said, it's not only in the mind, it's not only on the paper, but how do you take it to the next level, which is to implement the idea that you have with the limited budget that we are providing.
It's a snowball effect from eventually something that's been embedded in the young ones, and eventually when they get fundings or support from EcoKnights, and eventually corporate brands who can come on board and show support. I mean, this is, I think, personally, it's a really great environment for all of the parties to actually move towards a better environment.
I believe so, because I think another thing that is a challenge for the youth is perhaps they have big ideas, things that they want to do, but
they're not heard, right?
They're not heard, and they always think that it has to be done in a big way. I think it should be done in a smaller way. You should get your hands on and work in a smaller communities or even like smaller projects, just to understand what are the challenges, how can you improve, how do you create networks, how you build your relationship with your stakeholders. So these are all
foundation.
This is what we can provide EcoKnights, because we started very small too. We want to share these ideas with them. So regardless of whatever ideas they have, we would really love to share our experience and our knowledge to
expertise
them.
Now, none of you have mentioned this. Over the past years that the Knights of Nature Sustainability Camp has been going around, and how much EcoKnights have been doing with the youth. Is there any, success story from the young ones, or small little campaigns and project that you could actually recognize today that is the brainchild of the youth that's been participating? Do you have any on top of your head right now?
Like I said earlier before, one of the success story was is one of the participants who now my staff.
Right.
I always take it as a personal success.
Of course.
Because they come back because they believe in what we do, and we provide the platform for them to grow.
Yeah.
And we also have other participants who are now championing different areas of the environment. I think I saw another one of the participants. I can't remember her name, but I remember her face. She was in one of these national environmental stuff, and I think she went to United Nations.
Oh wow!
Youth.
That's an achievement.
Yeah. So that is. I wouldn't take the credit, but I feel that these youth, we need to provide them with platforms, with avenues. So Knights of Nature is one of the avenues. So there are other avenues. Yeah. If you keep giving them this opportunity for them to be part of, to get their voice heard, to also learn, and I think this will empower them. I think that is what they need most. Like empower them to go out and prove that they really want to be part of this movement. So that is definitely some of the success stories that I can share with you.
Lovely. Yeah. Now, with all the stories that you've shared with the upcoming 13th Knights of Nature Sustainability Camp, which is going to be happening from 10th to 13th of August 2017, and they still, I think, have about 10 more days to actually register, which is the deadline is at 4th July. And how can the public go to get more information on this current program, this camp, as well as other programs under EcoKnights, if ever do feel like, okay, I'm just going to do good for the world, I'm going to be, maybe they want to be a part of EcoKnights. So how do they do this?
Great. I mean, I would love to share with everyone.
Yeah.
Specifically for the Knights of Nature. If you are a youth, or you are a parent with with children and from the age of 18 until 25, you can go to knightsofnature.my, KNIGHTSOFNATURE.my. So that is the camp's official website.
Okay.
For those outside of that age range, don't be sad. We are always open to everyone. You can go to our websites, EcoKnights.org.my. It's EcoKnights.org.my. So we have a lot of informations there. We also open for different activities. For corporates, you can always talk to us if you want to engage us with your CSR activities, to support the youth, to support communities. We have plenty of things that we do. Our team is run by a very young team. They are very enthusiastic. If you think I sound enthusiastic, you should see my team.
Right.
They're louder than me.
Are they?
Yeah,
wow.
They are. Yeah. So I'm glad to have them.
Loud. It's
yeah.
Yep. So, I mean, thank you so much for coming to join us. And we wish you at Traxx FM, we wish you a great 13th Knights of Nature Sustainability Camp. Hope it's going to be an amazing one. And before I let you go, Mr. Fadli, is there anything you'd like to add? Anything you'd like to say to fellow Malaysians who's listening to this? Go for it.
Yeah, so I would like to wish all Malaysians to always think about our environment, because this is the only place that we have to live.
Yes,
and it is not going to be easier with the developments and with the ever growing population. So we are dealing with so many challenges, but we really encourage everyone to start doing something individually. Start from home, start small. And please keep supporting your local environmental organizations around you.
Right.
Yep,
Very
that's all.
nice. Thank you so much, Mr. Fadli, and I hope to see you again here at Traxx.
Yes, thank you, Sophia.
And keep spreading your positive and very enthusiastic energy that you have today.
Thank you.
And he is the program director of EcoKnights. And with that note, I'm wrapping up the second hour of the show to welcome the third hour after the news at 12 p.m. Up next, I've got also another amazing interview coming your way. Don't go anywhere. My name is Sophia, all the way to 2 p.m. This is Traxx FM.
An interview talk show with Sophia's playlist. Geared to make you go wow! 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Traxx Momentum.